What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with XxMigthyxX Castle level 14. We'll jump into it really quick. Level 14 doesn't have all that much available to him, so we just got to quickly kind of go through and make sure everything's working properly. Alright, so you kind of had a setup that I used to use. I've said a little bit about this before. It's not a bad setup if it works. The problem with it is that there's two entrances. I added this pretty late into the castle video. When I was doing the guide, I added this in pretty late to it, and then I did a complete remodification a few days after that. I didn't really like this room all that much. Not sure if I said that, but that's the whole reason behind it, is because if you go this way, you can come in from an angle where this trap will never go off the way you want it to. Especially because you can see the entire thing. It's a pretty good room for it if, this part was blocked off. And I kept trying to block this part off with mines and stuff to make people not go there. Every once in a while someone would go up here anyway. It's probably better to have glue mines up here, just because you want to punish them for going that way, and the little bit of damage that the flare traps do won't do as much. So I know that there's kind of a hunger bot probably down here and some archers. Because I do remember my own castle layouts a little bit. I do like this still. I think it's a pretty good layout for sure. I probably didn't spread out my archers as much back then, but I would say nowadays, now that I know about all of the AoEs that are around, I would spread your archers out a little bit. Put one here, and put one over there. That way you have different angles coming in. You'll still get all of your hits if you're pulled straight, but it's better against AoEs. So you want to get into the habit of doing that. Also the Bone Puppeteer, as long as, I don't know how far back he was, but put him as far back as possible. He's your main support there. Alright, let's see if you have this set up correctly. Because as of right now, it looks like one of these groups is skippable. And I did it a little bit differently back then. I actually pulled it through the wall so that it wasn't skippable. So let's just see. Yeah, it looks like this group or this group. You can skip one or the other. So what I would do is I would have one of them linked to this corner right here. So you have this one coming across linked to this corner with this dirt. You'd have this one back a little bit more down in here, and then link it through on the bottom side. So that way neither one of them is skippable. You're going to enter into this zone to pull this group. You'll enter into this zone to pull the bottom group here. Archers are good. Make sure that they're spread out along the wall. Don't put them all clumped together. This is also going to be working even better once the potion nerf goes through, as long as they do it correctly, This is a little bit... This room changed, I think. It used to be kind of walled off right here, and this room recently changed. What I would do is... make it so your aggro's back a little bit farther, so that I'm already kind of down into this part and kind of coming to here before your aggro zone. So push these archers as far back as you possibly can, and then have your maybe hunger bot and one spotter right in this area here. So that way, when I'm coming around this corner, your archers don't have to walk around to be able to shoot. Alternatively, you can put them on the back side right here, I guess, would actually be probably better. As long as it doesn't interact with your other group that's up here, put your archers all the way back on this wall here, put your hunger bot right behind this trap, and put a spotter right up here. And that would actually be better, 100%. Alright, I think I used two Cyclops in my video. Since then, I'm probably going to say that one is enough and you should add another archer instead. Although two isn't too big of a deal either way. Overall, it's set up reasonably well. The blocking of the vision is good and stuff like that. Alright, and then we have a Scorpio and two Zeeks. Alright, so I don't mind that either. Especially at your level, people don't really have the AoEs. I might have actually died to that if I didn't potion as well, and I got hit by all those bolts, so yeah. Not too bad. Eventually, when this game goes into open beta, or if I get sent another beta key into one of my other emails, I will redo all of these guides because the rooms have changed and a little bit of the monsters have changed and all of that. So for the newer players and stuff like that, I will redo the guides up until you know, the same amount that I did before up to level summoner level 10 or whatever I did. As of now, these still work reasonably well, and I'll still use a lot of the same mobs. I just might change up the rooms a little bit. You know, I haven't really thought about it all that much. I might use a little bit more of my knowledge that I have now than I did back then. But yeah, not too bad of a castle. We will jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, and for number 2 we have Adamanthys, castle level 20. I'll jump into it on my archer. It'll be a little bit easy, but that's okay. You know, I'm 4 levels over it. I'll try to give the best advice that I can, though. And just look at things how they're supposed to work. How they would work if they were like level 24, I guess. So this is a good time waster, right? It's not going to be an amazing time waster against me because, I mean, even still, right? These crabs are, you know, they're getting healed up and stuff like that. So I don't mind this too much. I think it's a pretty good time waster. Alright. Okay, that guy was shielded, so I kind of just wasted that headshot, which sucks considering it's another time waster. Again, I think it's a pretty good time waster. I'm trying to think if there would be something better. No, I think it's fine. I think crabs are technically more tanky than Defendatrons, because they don't really have any ability other than tanking themselves. So I would assume that the Defendatron, being that it shields another person, would be less tanky. I don't know the exact stats though. I just would assume, because based on the abilities they each have, for it to be balanced. The crab would have to have a little bit more tanky power just by itself. Okay, this group here, what was it, a Zeke? Okay, so that's fine, never mind. I was gonna say it was an empty group, but it's not, so never mind. Scorpio plus the Stairmaster is a little bit questionable, just because I think it's out in the open so much that it'll just get shot down. But I guess there's that chance you pull through a couple of the balls, so I mean it's not that bad. This one's kind of weird, right? Like, I guess you would probably want them back a little bit farther because I'm not in the silence radius yet, and I see them. So your whole goal is to make it so that I'm silenced and I can't do this, but I can still do this. So, I guess it's a little bit better against knights, because of this, the radius you had, but if you can move them back just a little bit farther so the archer has to be in this zone, it might be better. The problem is that this is 20 worth of units, or I would say, you know, 1 spotter up here to make it so knights have to kind of like pull back and then the Stairmasters come to them or something. But yeah, it's probably not going to work all that well against archers because of volley. However, this actually makes it so you get kind of twice the use out of your trap there. So I like that. You get twice the use out of your silence trap because you're being bashed back into it. So I like that. That's good. Alright, this trap, I'm wondering if I'll ever have to make use of this silence trap at all. And it looks like I won't. The only good thing is I was trying to stay out of the zone of this silence trap and I ended up getting almost pulled onto exactly what you wanted. I'm not sure if it's the range, or it's probably the range. The problem here, I almost think that I would prefer this choke to be over here if you're going to try for this trap. If not, you have to have something, maybe a mouse wheel here, or like a jelly wall or something to make it so I can't dodge these hooks or do whatever I did. What I did is I was like coming up here and I saw your spotting mob and I just kind of shot it and I waited around for whatever was coming, but I didn't even pull back around this corner. So you have to assume that's like the least someone's going to do. The only way that this trap is going to work how you have it set up now is if someone runs straight towards it, like directly towards the hooks. If they run off on an angle, it's going to miss because I'm not slowed. If I stand there, they're going to like kind of desync from the trap and I'll get pulled, but I won't get pulled so much that I'll get thrown. And if I pull back around the wall, they'll all just come to me, obviously. So you have to think about that trap a little bit more. It looks like it's similar to the way that I had it set up before. Well, I guess it's just the same room, not the same setup. And obviously this I didn't have back then. I didn't even have Stairmasters, so I didn't know they were good or something like that. But yeah, I mean, this is good. This is a kill zone right here, but it should kill a good portion of the time if you get thrown. The problem is maybe the entrance to this kill zone could be a little bit better. You know, like the entrance is more important, so you want that choke to be on the entrance, I'm assuming, rather than the only purpose that this wide area is first is that it might trick people to think that it's not actually a pull because it's a wide entrance. Generally people have these chokes for their pulls, but there's no difference between this being on the bottom side or this being on, you know, this side. Well, it would actually be this one on the bottom side, but either way it's the same thing. I hope that made sense, because it probably didn't. Alright, let's continue on. What room is this? I'm not actually sure what room this is. Either way, there's no mobs in it. I mean, it's a pretty wide open room. So I guess there's a few things you could do, maybe with archers or something. Or, I don't know. It's not the best room, but I mean, there's no mobs in it. It's just fire traps. I think it's fine. Nothing to say about it. I just was curious. Oh, that would have been so good. Alright, well, it's still going to be good. I don't really like Stairmasters when they're pulled around corners. I think I've said it a couple times before, because they all bunch up around that corner, and then it's just set up for a volley or a big cleave from a warrior knight person. I would much rather have the Jimbo pulled like back around the corner, and then, you know, maybe these guys at that point you could have them being pulled. But I mean, I don't think Stairmasters work good when there's corners around, just period. I think that... Are these going to be flanking, or did I go the wrong way? Okay, they're going to be flanking. Fire a headshot because I saw them coming. Alright, and then there's the Zeke. I do like the flanking thing. The problem is I was able to see it. If you can, like, pull it from the wall at all or anything like that to make it a little bit harder. I know that probably won't work. So... Alright. This is good. I killed it quickly because, you know, it's only a level 20 Scorpio, but if it was more my level, that would work out well. You could try rotating this completely around and see if it sticks to the wall a little bit better, because as you noticed, if I hug this wall, I don't get slowed. If I hug this wall, there's no slowing. So sometimes if you rotate it completely, it removes it sticks to the wall better, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't, though. It's kind of weird that way. Alright, Jimbo. I'm not really scared of a level 18 Jimbo. Jimbo gets so ridiculously good at level 26. I just upgraded him. It's just unbelievable. I'm getting so many more kills now that I upgraded him. But I want to redo a lot of my castle because of the fact that I have him higher level now. That might hurt. Okay. So I like the Scorpio double Zeke. It's a little weak to a volley. If I pull back kind of a little bit, most of the archers should die. That's how you kind of deal with this as an archer. As a knight, it's a little bit more difficult, but not really. You just have to pull one of the archers and start to remove its DPS. But it's good for like kind of a surprise factor. You might think it's 3 Scorpios, then all of a sudden, you know, you get bashed. I kind of like how you have like random jelly walls just kind of everywhere, and there's just a random chance that I might stroll on one side of the bowling pin and get like knocked into it, and I'm taking archer shots. I mean, it's kind of neat. I don't know if it's better than slow traps, but it's a neat little thing that you did. Yeah, not too bad of a castle. Alright. We will jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, for number 3 we have Katapulter. Castle level 20. Created a challenge for me, so my hero is going to be level 20 kind of going into this. Alright, so you managed to block that angle with the mine there. I might have been able to get a little bit closer to it, but I didn't want to waste too much time. There's a little things that you can do like that, and yeah, I was trying to get to the back of this Defendatron, take him out with a headshot beforehand. I wasn't able to do that, so that was a good job. Alright, so I can see this, the reason why is this is going up towards the top here, and I'm able to see this Bone Puppeteer. And what I'm going to do is headshot it in the back there, because I'm able to see it, which is going to make the survivability of this quite a bit less. And then I headshot the Zeke. Still did quite a bit of damage to me. Alright, and then we have... Again, your castle's kind of going up towards the top here, so I'm able to see things and plan them out before I really engage. Alright, so you have Pin Strike on your Scorpios, something to note. Another one where it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get the angle on this Defendatron, so I'm just going to snipe out the Cyclops. You should probably put that Cyclops back around the corner like you have with this guy. He's not good to have like in the lead like that, because I can make that sort of decision, especially since your castle's going upwards, and I'm able to see everything really easily. See, same issue here. You have your castle going up, I can see everything, I can just headshot the Zeke, and, I mean, one more shot after that, and he's just down. Obviously, I have pretty good gear, so it'll take a little bit more for other people to kill off the Zeke, but he won't be able to sustain heals, I'm pretty sure. Probably even worth making that. Maybe you thought that this Defendatron would link to the Zeke instead, but he's linking to the Bone Puppeteer, so you'll want to switch that out. Alright, and then again, I was able to get an angle that time on your Defendatron. And yeah, you really have to fix the vision of all of this. That's the biggest issue that I'm seeing throughout this castle so far. Same thing here, I'm just going to snipe down the Scorpio. A lot of people won't be able to do that at your level. Obviously I'm the same level as you, but my gear, I believe, is still on. So I just basically hit slightly less as hard, and they hit slightly harder than me. But, I mean, overall, level 20 hero with however much DPS I have, 700 something, isn't really going to ever happen to you, so I'm doing quite a bit more damage, but either way, you can kind of see that, you know, when I'm able to see everything, I'm able to plan out my attack a lot easier. I'm also thinking, so far, there's not really any reason that you should have your Scorpios on pinball. Personally, I think Scorpios on hook do a lot more damage. So you might want to like think about switching those out and try out the hook Scorpios. The bite is what really does damage from Scorpios. It's not really the pinball. It's a little bit better against knights, the pinball, because it just forces them to not be able to stay up on the Scorpio and like attack it. But against archers, the hook is a lot more annoying. So I guess it's up to you what you really think is more effective. Personally, I've used hook Scorpios pretty much the entire time. Alright, again, I'm getting an angle on this. This could be switched out if you had a... Ooh, I almost got hit by that. If you had a spotter, which I don't think you have enough points for, maybe? 8 and 6 is 14, and 5. You should have 1 point left. That should be 19. You should be able to put a spotter that makes it so that I can't walk down this wall completely and get to the angle of that. Or you could just move up everything a little bit, as long as that doesn't make your trap mess up. And then for a boss room, alright, so yeah, even here you don't have any reason that you would need a bashing Scorpio, where I thought you might have had Zeeks. So in my opinion, I think you should try out hook Scorpios. Try them both out for like a week each and see which one works better for you, or even a couple days. It depends on how often you get attacked. The overall boss room here, it's not bad, but I think even you could even have a Bone Puppeteer instead of a Dr. Skull. It only is a lower radius heal, so since there's only 2 units to be healed at any one point, and then obviously the trash means that he spawns, but I don't think that's really important. You could have an extra 7 points just by switching it out with the Bone Puppeteer. Might be something you want to try out. Really up to you. So yeah, overall not too bad of a castle. We'll end the video here, because that is number 3. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of viewer castles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns. You can comment on my castle or comment on a video as well. Give me your in-game name. Summoner level castle level is also appreciated. What else? You can also add me and create a challenge like this guy did. You know, knocked my effective level down to level 20. Something that you can do if you're really low level and you know, want me to do it at like slightly disadvantage or whatever. I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.